and welcome back to another On the Rest and another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. Not only is this the first show of the new year, but it was also the first post-World's End episode, so there's a lot of pay-per-view fallout to cover, and we got some big matches, including Rated FTR versus the Death Rider, Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Acclaimed, and we started things off with Adam Page versus Orange Cassidy. And yeah, we got the I'm So Excited playing over new intro package, which is interesting. After Excalibur ran down the card, we got some pay-per-view comments from Moxley, but the first bout saw Page and Cassidy do battle. They traded several counters, but neither man landed a shot during the exchange. You could tell these know each other very well. They've never had a singles match for the show, but they had enough chemistry to make it look like they had. While it was a fun and fast-paced match, it also felt like the match lacked the intensity it kind of needed to have. Not only is Hangman Pony angry, but OC should be pissed off. Neither of them was able to take the belt from Mox. It didn't feel like they had the kind of animosity you're supposed to believe. Surprisingly, the match ended with Hangman hitting a buckshot to win clean. There was no interference from the Death Riders over. So yeah, Page kept attacking OC afterwards. And yeah, quite a dominant win for Page, which I was surprised by. But yeah, intrigued to see where it goes. It wasn't a bad match or anything. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Max Caster and Nancy Bones looked divided during a backstage promo before their match against Shelton and Lashley. While the Acclaimed argued over who would start, Lashley decided to just lay out both men to get the match started. He tossed Bowen out of the ring and began dismantling Carter. After Bowens had taken control, Caster tagged himself in, which upset his partner to drop him down from the apron and watch the aisle. Lashley cut Caster in two with a spear before applying a hurt lock for the win. As a match that wasn't much of anything, it was short and mostly one-sided, basically. And yeah, it was an important part of the story being told with the Acclaim, so it made even more sense why it wasn't the most exciting thing on the show. But I think it did a good job of kind of portraying the story. So yeah, on the whole, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 still. Before we moved on to the next match, which was Jamie Hayter against Julia Hart. Two women who have been on a collision course for several weeks finally stepped into the ring here, and yeah, Hart yanked Hayter down by her hair a few times, but Jamie kept keeping up and looking her right in the face to show she was not going to be intimidated. You could see Hart looking a bit hesitant early, which was expected. She had a long hiatus due to an injury and is still young, so shaking off her in-laps is uncharted territory for her. Thankfully, Hayter's good enough to master some of that. Julia tried to bring an arrow into the ring, but Aubrey Edwards saw it and took it away. That minor distraction allowed Hart to spit mist into Hayter's eyes and get the win. This had some highlights, but definitely showed how time off can affect someone as well, I suppose. So yeah, I'll give it 6 out of 10. Mercedes Moné then came out and presented the video package to put herself over before she spoke about Wrestle Dynasty and her match against Mina briefly before we got a triple threat to determine who would get the first one in the next Casino Gauntlet match. Swerve, Jay White and Roderick Strong all vying for the spot. Swerve found himself taking on both men at first when Strong and White worked together, but didn't take the former champ taking control. When you take 3 guys at the top of their game and put them into the ring, odds are good that you're going to get a great performance. That's what happened here. Each man brought something different to the ring, but they blended their styles well to create an entertaining match to have the crowd cheering the whole time. Ricochet showed up in the crowd and hit Swerve in the head with a pair of scissors, which was perfectly legal in a triple threat situation. It didn't really matter since White won pinning Strong with the Blade Runner. Ricochet proceeded to take on Nana and kept attacking Strickland with the scissors, causing him to bleed quite a bit. Ricochet's white star, white shirt was covered in bloodstains by the time Adam Cole showed us driving away. Yeah, this was great. I think definitely a fan of Jay White winning. And then, the heel Ricochet, I think this is exactly what he's needed, really ever since he's been in the Fed. And yeah, I can't wait to see how that's going to go. I thought, yes, the right result, and yeah, that's going to be a great feud with Ricochet and Swerve. So yeah, good stuff, 7 out of 10. Jeff Jarrett came out with a pair of boots in his hands, looking like he was going to retire. He talked for a while about his life and career in the biz. He said that he wasn't going to ride off into sunset yet, so he announced he will be re-signing with AEW and be his last wrestling contract. He's going after the title. Fair enough. Didn't see that coming. Don't think he's going to win it. But yeah, one last run for Jeff Jarrett makes sense. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what it's up to. But he probably won't be winning a world title. Before we got a powerhouse Hobbs in a handicap match against John Cruz, a local competitor. And yeah, take a guess at what happened. Before we moved on to the main event, with John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta taking on Rated FTR. Harwood and Yuta started for their teams with a fast-paced and hard-hitting exchange that immediately set the tone for the match. There was no friendly competition here. Copeland and Castagnoli took their turns and went back and forth until Claudio was hip-tossed out the ring. Shafir sent Copeland into the ring post as the show cut to a break. The big showdown occurred during the final segment when Mox and Copeland were in the ring together for the first time. Obviously, a lot of these guys have history from their time in WWE, but Mox and Cope seemed like they had a grudge to settle. White showed up, hit Yuta with a Blade Runner while the ref was distracted, and that allowed Copeland to avoid a power driver through the announce table and send Mox through the barricade with a spear. The match ended with FTR hitting Utah with a shatter machine before the Rated R Superstar hit Spear to finish him off. The last few minutes were good, full of chaos, and I think that's the way we like it. Definitely in favour of the Mox Edge feud, and yeah, it gets an 8 out of 10 for me. And overall, Dynamite gets a 7 out of 10 for me. This was a really good episode of Dynamite, I think, to kick off 2025. Lots of great stuff on there. Really enjoyed the main event. I thought some of the matches on there were really good. Obviously, building out to Wrestle Dynasty kind of at the weekend. So yeah, I thought it all worked really nicely. It was a pretty good first Dynamite of the year. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.